Hello everyone, very warm welcome once again to your favorite channel, that is StudyIQ Ice English. I'm your educator Praveen Mishra. Going to discuss today's session, that is the Hindu analysis, date being 2nd of May 2025. So what are the news for us from the context of our UPSC CSE, that is prelims as well as mains? So here we have got the first one. A surprising event. Yes, a surprising, shocking, whatever we can call it. Trump administration or the Trump government of America has now signed a deal with Ukraine. Yes, surprising it is, because if it would have been the previous government of America that was led by Joe Biden, then that was not surprising, as Joe Biden was quite strict against Russia and was favoring a lot towards the state of Ukraine. But this time, what we have seen that the new president, Donald Trump and so on, he and along his officials, they are pro-Russians by default. That we have also encountered in his first tenure in 2016 to 20, right? So the second tenure also, since the beginning itself, he has represented that he is towards or having the inclination or tilt towards Russia. This was specifically more clearly, evidently visible when he had a meet with the Russian or the Ukrainian president, okay, and where he clearly stated that your country is in absolute trouble and you're not winning this war. This is what American president has stated to its ally, to American ally itself, and Ukraine once again is one of the ally or the alliance partners of the America, was about to join NATO. So when the American president has given this statement that you are not winning this war, that means he has clearly represented his mandate and apart from that his intentions, where the inclination or where the tilt actually falls, right? So here what we have got, Donald Trump, right, now had made a deal, surprisingly, with Ukraine for the sake of the rare earth elements. And where this particular motivation came from. So if you remember, a couple of weeks back, around what we can simply state, it was first week or 2 week back later, means like somewhere around the corner, 15 days or 20 days back. This was the news where China, okay, literally which country? China banned all the exports, of rare earth elements, REEs. Okay, this was done by whom? This was done by China. Literally banned with regard to the tariff war, what we can simply state. Okay, exactly a month back, that is on 2nd of April 2025. Okay, Donald Trump issued the concept of Liberation Day. That is where he stated that America will be liberated economically. Okay, and he imposed the so-called tariffs over the multiple nations of this globe, including India as well as, yes, obviously China. So what we have witnessed, what we have experienced, that because of that trade war, China 2 weeks back nearly banned the export of rare earth elements. Okay, rare earth elements. Okay, and for which the biggest trouble was to the American industries, to the American economy, right? And now, surprisingly to this point, okay, America has now finalized the excavation or the extraction of rare earth elements from where? From Ukraine, right? So what he had stated while finalizing the deal, it's a peace deal. It's a kind of a what? Peace deal. So the US and Ukraine on Wednesday signed an agreement granting, if we just have the protocols of the agreement or the provisions of the agreement basically, granting American access to Ukraine's vast mineral resources, finalizing a deal basically months in making that could enable continued military aid to Kyiv amid concerns that US President Donald Trump might scale back support in ongoing peace negotiations with Russia. Now, you can see it's a double-sided game played by America. On one side, right now, present American administration represents that it is focusing that yes, we are with with Ukraine. But on the contrary, this same American administration, the same American government has had a deal with the Russians as well, right? And so far what we have seen, 3 years and above it has been now since the start of the Russia-Ukraine war or Russia's invasion in Ukraine. America has been successful in stopping or defending Ukraine? Absolutely not. Russia is attacking Ukraine daily. Okay, thousands of people, they have already lost their lives, livelihood, properties, and so on. And 3 years and above, America has failed to establish defense for the sake of Ukraine. And now this news. Okay, amid the controversy or the type of the speculations or anticipations that will America now stop or have literally no relations with Ukraine, came in the new picture. It could be also the controversy or a type of the, what we can say, the conspiracy actually led by China. That China might be aware, we don't know, might it had happened that China was aware that if it stops the exports of rare earth elements, then America would be compelled to sign a deal with Ukraine, right? This would have happened. I'm not saying this has happened actually. This could be one of the conspiracy theories. Okay, so now Ukraine is back into the list of American allies, right? And now what America has understood that America needs Ukraine as well, right? So as we can see the two sides offered only bare bone details, that is not need to know basis, okay, about the structure of the deal, which they called the US Ukraine Reinvestment Fund. Remember what is the name of the deal? US UK Reinvestment Fund. Okay, so it is expected to give the US access to Ukraine's valuable rare earth minerals while providing Kyiv a measure of assurance about continued American support in its grinding war with Russia. Right? So what is the whole scenario? Remember, if we go ahead with the timeline, a couple of weeks back, basically 20 days back, what we can simply state, okay, China banned the banning of export of rare earth elements by China. Okay, around, you can say 2 weeks or 20 days back. Okay, and now what is the news? Okay, US Ukraine Reinvestment Fund. Okay, Reinvestment Fund deal. Right. So this is exactly the chronology. Firstly, China bans the export, and then America compels itself or went into the compulsion to sign a deal where Ukraine availability of rare earth elements is good there. Okay. So when we talk about rare earth elements, first of all, are they really rare? Are they really found only in some areas of the country, some areas of the planet, something like that? So no. Their excavation is difficult. Remember guys, with the term rare earth doesn't mean that they are into the very scant quantity or having very scarcity. No, they are available in good quantity, but just their excavation is difficult. Okay, just what their excavation is difficult and nothing else. As we can see here, okay, they are called rare earth because the reason is earlier with the earlier technology, it was difficult to extract them from their oxides. Okay, but now the present technology, it is not that difficult to extract them, but yes, it is still difficult. Next, they occur in many minerals, but typically in low concentrations, okay, to be refined in an economical manner. So basically, okay, these are those 17 elements mentioned in the economic or the periodic table as well. The only thing is they are available in many minerals, but with low concentration that makes them difficult to be extracted. So as we can see the features here, they are set of 17 metallic elements. Okay, how many of them? 17 metallic elements, and these include the 15 lanthanides on the periodic table. Okay, so these are the 17 rare earth elements from cerium to yttrium, okay, as well as the yttrium. Okay, so these are what the total of the rare earth elements. Remember the word or the name rare earth. They derived, they not because of they are into the scant quantity. No, absolutely not. They are not into the scant quantity. They are difficult to be extracted. Reason is their concentration into the present elements. Okay, and the erstwhile, when they were, in the initial stages, when they were discovered, so people at the time, they had no much enhanced level of technology to extract them. But as of now, presently, we have got the good level of technology, that is the cutting edge, what we can simply say. Okay, and through that we are able to extract the rare earth elements, but the name remains the same, rare earth. Remember, are they scant? No, they are not. Okay, so here we go to the next news. The next headline here, what we have got: India gets US support to fight against terror. Okay, now 10 days after the Pahalgam, 10 days after we have witnessed another cowardly terrorist attack by the Pakistanis on our soil, we have seen that how India has managed to gain or managed to attract the international support. No doubt in that. The first ever countries, those who provided their support, they are the most powerful countries of the globe. That is Russia, America, France, Germany, England, along with Australia, and so Canada, right? So India has gained almost all of the international support when it comes to the terrorist attacks right now that has recently witnessed by us. Okay. Now, this is America this time again, which has provided that India will be considered as a very close ally or a type of alliance that will provide us, okay, with absolute support, okay, from the logistics, from the military support, as well as the intelligence or the strategic supports when it comes to. So basically speaking, what this has represented, okay, the erstwhile deals or agreements that we had already discussed in our previous sessions, that is the BICA, LIMO and COMCASA. BICA as in, once again, strengthening the basics exchange and cooperation agreement. Okay, COMCASA, that is communication compatibility and security agreement. And apart from that, we have got the LEMO as well, LEMOA, that is logistics exchange and memorandum of agreement. So these are the things that have been represented, okay, by America in the previous couple of days, okay, when it came to support of India against their the terror activities, right? Okay, so these are the agreements that have been signed between India and America in last means like we can say between the time period of 2016 to 2020. Okay, exactly from 2016 onwards till 2020, these 4 years, India and America, they have signed these 3 deals. Okay, specifically all of these 3 deals were focusing where? Focusing on the strategic information exchange. Strategic information exchange, basically the maritime or the naval information. That is, okay, the information of the aircraft carriers, ships, and so on that are present into the international waters. Apart from that, all of these deals also provided, okay, all of these deals also provided support to each other, okay, as per the BICA, LIMO, and COMCASA. Indian ships can access American ports and vice versa. That is, American ships can also access the Indian ports. Okay, so this is what basically, okay, the deals they have been, and right now, okay, these statements, they are being narrated, stated, reiterated by the American officials every single day. Okay, so this is, yes, one of the things that we need to cheer about, okay, that we have gained that position where even the countries like America are now focusing on us and providing us all of the basic support. Obviously, America is aware that we are the closest allies to Russia. But still after that, okay, America is doing so as now it's aware that the 5th largest economy of the globe, 3rd largest growing market of the globe, okay, will be a big boost to the American economy if America is having good, close, cordial relations with us, right? It's not like that we don't need America. Obviously, we also need it. But the only difference that has arisen now after this first quarter of the 21st century, before it was just Indians, those who needed Americans, okay? But right now, the relationship is two-way, okay? As much as India needs America, in fact, more than India needs America, okay? America needs India, right? Okay? So here we go to the next news. What we have got, Prime Minister Modi, who was addressing a speech at the Geo Wave Summit. Okay, Geo Wave Summit. has mentioned a term. See, whatever whole thing he has mentioned or the speech, we're not going to discuss that, okay? But yes, he has quoted a thing there in his wave speech. It's about orange economy. So far, well, we discussed economy, okay? We have discussed about blue economy, generally the economy, the blue economy that is based on the, marine species or literally on the seas and the oceans. We have also discussed about black economy. What is black economy? That is related to the black money, hoardings of the black money and so on, right? So here we have got the new term, that is orange economy. And now, what is this orange economy all about? How do we justify the term orange economy? So basically, as per the provisions, okay, as we can see here as well, orange economy, it is known as the creative economy. Okay, known as what? The creative economy refers to the economic activities that leverage creativity, culture, and intellectual property to generate wealth and jobs. Okay, so basically, the economy right now that we are facing or having with the help of the social media, okay, that is also covered under the part of orange economy, right? Covered where? Under the part of orange economy, right? So what is that? Intellectual property, creativity, and also promoting the culture. Okay, so this is what orange economy is all about. So guys, what we need to mention: orange economy, promoting intellectual property, promoting culture, as well as promoting the creativity aspect is what related to the orange economy of the globe. Okay, so this is what Mr. Prime Minister has mentioned into the speech he was delivering at the Geo Wave Summit. Okay, now next one is here. Vizam Port set to boost South Asia's maritime trade. It came into the construction a couple of years back, specifically speaking about the time period of 2022. What happened? The people of Kerala, where is Vizam Port? First of all, it's in Kerala, made with the help of the PPP model, that is the public-private partnership model. Okay, as per the public-private partnership model, there is the involvement of the government, okay, as well as the another group that is known as Adani Group. Okay, and when this port project started in the year 2022 in Kerala, that is in Vizam, many people protested against the making of this port. Reason being two. The first and the primary reason was it was following or it was actually disturbing the local environment, local ecology. And secondly, the people, they were also of the opinion that the local, they should be given the priority when it comes to the construction of the port project, right? So these were the issues that created a very widespread controversy against the construction of the Vizam port. But ultimately, the fact is, we are following the principles of Sagarmala. Sagarmala, if you remember, we have already discussed that as well. That is a decade back, exactly in 2015. Government of India provided this program that is known as Sagarmala, that is connecting all the 12 major ports in our country, from Odisha to West Bengal to Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Goa, Gujarat. Okay, all of the 7,516 kilometer long coastline, we have got just 12 ports in our country. And we have got no single transshipment port that is, providing us with the greatest of the boost. So for that, okay, so for that monotony to be breaked, okay, what we have got now, we have got in our economy the Vizam port. Okay, now the features as per the report of the Hindu, okay, as you can see, the most striking things, that is, a matter of pride to us as well because of this Vizam port. Okay, what is this? So the port is expected to reduce the dependence of the country on other international ports. Firstly, around 75% of the country's transshipment cargo. Okay, 75% of the country's transshipment. Okay, what is there? transshipment cargo is being handled at international ports, which is annually costing us 200 to 220 million of potential revenue, right? So just because 75% of India's transshipment cargo, 75% of it is depending on international ports, international transshipment ports, right? So it is costing us what? 200 to 220 million dollars. Okay. So now, since Vizam Port will be a boost, so obviously it's not going to support all the 200 to 220 million dollars, but yes, at least I'm saying 50 billion, 60, 70 million dollars it will be providing us, right? So this is where the word boost has been used here. Okay, so Vizam Port set to boost the Asia's maritime trade. Not only it will benefit us, that is India, but also it will be benefiting the other allied nations or the alliance partners of us. Okay, so this is what Mr. Prime Minister has dedicated or has stated, that this is the port which is dedicated to the whole nation. Okay, where once again God's own country, Kerala. Okay, where specific location, Vizam. Now we talk about the transshipment ports. Okay, what is this particular word actually mean? Okay, so a transshipment deep water sea port is a port that can handle large ships. A port that can handle large ships that carry cargo from one place to another. Okay, big cargo ships, first of all. It has deep water channel. Okay, remember, when it comes to marine, okay, when it comes to the local marine resources, okay, there are two types of waters we discussed: shallow waters and deep waters. So when it comes to the transshipment cargo, it cannot happen on shallow waters. Okay, it needs a particular port which is based on the deep waters, right? And what is Vizam? Vizam is the deep water port only, right? So it has a deep water channel and a large berth area for loading and unloading of the goods, right? It also allows the transfer of cargo from one ship to another port, right? So basically, what is this? This is all about the transshipment cargo. Okay, that's it. Okay, here we go. Next one. At least, IIA, that is known as Indian Astronomy, or say Indian Institute of Astrophysics. Okay, they have identified the layer of plasma that is simply the fourth layer or the fourth state of matter. So generally what we have understood, that the matter is having three states, right? Solid, liquid, gas, or also the fluid or the other one. But we have got the fourth and the fifth states as well. And this fourth state is known as the state of plasma. And as per the recent research, okay, performed by whom? Performed by the IIA, that is Indian Institute of Astrophysics. Okay, Indian Institute of Astrophysics. What it has stated, that they have actually discovered or identified the layer of plasma, okay, beneath the solar surface. So as compared to talking about the whole news, they have mentioned a particular area that is known as NSSL. NSS as in near surface shear layer. Okay, so guys, you need to mark what? Near surface shear level. Okay, NSSL. Okay, layer, not level, sorry, layer. Near surface shear layer. Okay, it is what? The lower surface of the sun. And as per the scientists of the Indian Institute of Astrophysics, what they have stated, that they have identified plasma. Where is this plasma? This plasma is available at the NSSL, that is the near the lower level or the lower surface of the earth, not the interior core. Remember, not inside the corona. Okay, at the outer layer. Okay, at the outer layer, what we have got? The NSSL, that is near surface shear layer. Okay, at that point, according to the IIA, they have received the evidences, or they have identified the evidences of plasma. So what is plasma actually? Okay, how do we justify the term plasma? So the state consists of super energetic and super excited particles. Okay, super energetic and super excited as in extremely energetic or extremely powerful simply. Okay, that is having much more excess amount of electrons and neutrons. Okay, that is making them highly energetic. Okay, more as compared to the other electrons or the other particles basically, right? So these particles are in the form of ionized gases, since because they are having excess amount of particles. Okay, so obviously they are getting ionized. Okay, next, the fluorescent tube and neon sign bulbs consist of plasma. Like if you have seen that tubes that glow in the dark, okay, so they are having what? The plasma. And because of the ionized gases in them, or because of the super excited energetic materials inside them, okay, they are glowing. So that is what the plasma tubes basically we do consider them as well. And apart from that, you might have also seen the neon bulbs, the neon sign bulbs, not bulbs actually, the number plate or the particular direction plates that you have seen over the roadside. Okay, they are having what? They are having the plasma layer over them. Okay, so that makes them fluorescent, or that makes them basically glow in the dark, right? So this is what plasma is all about. So the plasma glows with a special color depending on the nature of the gas. So remember, there is no fixed color to plasma. Okay, the color of plasma may vary. There is no fixed color to plasma. Okay, the color of the plasma may vary depending upon the nature of the gas. Like for example, if it is having hydrogen, so it could be like light blue in color. But if it is having some other gases, so it could be red, green, purple, blue, whatsoever. Right? Okay, so what is plasma in general, in layman's term? How can we justify it? So super energetic and super excited particles, basically having the ionized gases, or simply speaking, having the excess amount of electrons in it, which makes them glow in the dark as well. And for example, in our day-to-day life, what we have got, the neon plated direction plates on the roadside, and apart from that, we have also got the fluorescent tubes at our homes that glow in the dark. Or specifically, also if you are having a watch, okay, then also you might be having that plasma layering over that watch as well, over the dial of that watch, right, that glows in the dark. So here we go, the next one, the next news, once again with the previous news, connecting the previous one itself, that is US notifies potential sale of maritime surveillance tech worth $131 million to India as per the IPMDA. What is this IPMDA? Indo-Pacific Domain, or sorry, Indo-Pacific Maritime Domain Awareness. Okay, so as we can see, Indo-Pacific Maritime Domain Awareness, okay, IPMDA. So through that, India and America, okay, as of now presently, what we are purchasing $131 million of surveillance technology. Okay, so as we were mentioning it, remember what are the names? The BICA, Basics Exchange and Communication Agreement, LEMO, Logistics Exchange and Memorandum of Agreement, and COMCASA, Communication Compatibility and Security Agreement. Okay, so this is all what the agreements, and through that, okay, what we are doing right now through the Indo-Pacific, okay, maritime domain agreement, what we have got $131 million of surveillance technology being purchased from America. Just 5 days back, what we have finalized, some 63,000 crore dollar, 63,000 crore investment, or the type of the funds that we have invested for the sake of Rafale M fighter jets to be inducted in our INS Vikrant and INS Vikramaditya right? So these are the investments there we have done with the France, the country of France, and apart from that, $131 million of investment, okay, with whom? America. For the sake of what? Surveillance technology, okay, through what? Through a particular another program that is known as what? IPMDA. What is this IPMDA? Indo-Pacific Maritime Domain Awareness, okay, signed between whom? India and America. So that's it, guys. Nothing much to discuss here as further, okay. Next, protect vulnerable people from summer heat, says NRC to the states. NHRC, National Human Rights Commission. Okay. So what is the news? First of all, there is some data that has been shared by NCRB, National Crime Records Bureau. And what is this data? As per the NCRB, once again, National Crime Records Bureau, every year, okay, or specifically last year, 3,798 deaths, okay, not in last year, it is between 2018 to 2022, have been recorded because of the extreme heat or heat waves, right? How many? 3,798 deaths they have been recorded where? In our country only between 2018 to 22, 4 years. Okay, and now what body it is which has come into the rescue? It is National Human Rights Commission. One thing that is to be addressed here, guys, that is NHRC. Okay, when you talk about NHRC, that is the National Human Rights Commission, right? What is this all about? What is NHRC is all about? So first of all, it is a non-constitutional body. Okay, what is this? It is a non-constitutional body. Okay, but it is a statutory body made under, okay, statutory body actually, made through what? Made through the Human Rights, National Human Rights Commission, or the NHRC Act of 1993. Okay, so guys, remember, first and foremost, that is NHRC, it is a non-constitutional body. First thing. Second thing, okay, what is that? Statutory body made through the NHRC Act of 1993. Third thing, who is to be the chief? Okay, who is going to be the chief? So it will be always any of the retired judge, not the incumbent one, but the retired judge of what? Of Supreme Court. Okay, it will be only and only the retired judge of the Supreme Court of India. Okay, so this is what NHRC is. So NHRC, considering the data from NCRB, it has now stated that the state need to protect the people from what? From the heat waves. And as per the IMD, Indian Meteorological Department, the summers of 2025, presently what we are having, these are the most aggressive summers, as in the heat waves, they are highest or they are most violent of summer 2025. Okay, so NHRC has issued the guidelines for the sake of what? For the sake of protection of people, okay, from the heat waves. Okay, sunstroke or the heat stroke is one of the major problems that every one of us we do face during the summers. Okay, so for which these guidelines they have come from NHRC, considering the report from NCRB. Okay, so here we go. Trump cannot use Enemy Aliens Act. Okay, so first and the most important thing that is to be noted, what do we mean by the Enemy Aliens Act? Okay, Enemy Aliens Act, as in there are two types of aliens. Okay, Now, whenever we encounter the term alien, we often think about Thanos or the villains of Guardians of Galaxy or from the movies of Hollywood, right? That has been shown in the movies like MIB and so on, or looking like Jadoo. No. Yeah, that is also alien. But what is the basic meaning of the word alien? Okay. Someone which is not local or not the native. So, if you are residing in India and you are in Indian as well, so you are Indian, you are native, you are local. Okay. But if you are residing in India, but you are not from India, you are from any other particular country. So, what you are, generally what we state as foreigner, right? Coming from foreign, that is foreigner. But we have also got a synonym, that is alien. Okay. And as per the concepts, okay, we have got two types of alien. Okay. Friendly alien and the enemy alien. Okay. What are these friendly alien? Friendly alien is with, okay, is a term that is used to, actually used for the residents with whom we have good relations. Okay. So let's say in India, if any American, Russian, Canadian, French, they are living. Okay, so who are they? They are friendly alien to us. But in case there is any Pakistani, okay, so they are who? They are enemy alien to us, as in we are having contentions with the state of Pakistan, right? So this is what the difference between friendly alien and the enemy alien. So what is Enemy Alien Act? So Enemy Alien Act, it belongs to the United States of America, first thing. Second thing, what the US Federal Court or the US's Supreme Court has stated, that you cannot use the Enemy Alien Act, okay, to deport people uselessly. Okay, so what is the concept? There is a gang which belongs to the country of Venezuela. And yes, Venezuela is not an adversary to America as of now. So, what is the name of the gang? Guys, please highlight it. Trende Aregua. So, often we encounter this type of questions, right? A particular term which has been in news. What is this? Okay. So, there is a Venezuelan gang, very, violent and aggressive gang, okay, present where? On the soil of America. What is the name? Gang Trende Aregua. Okay, Trende Aregua. You can simply write Trende Aregua. Okay, it is the name of the gang residing where right now? Residing inside the US. And American administration has used the Enemy Aliens Act to deport these gangsters from the soil of America, but for which US Federal Court has stated no. Okay, you cannot do this as Venezuela is not the enemy state as of now. So you cannot use the Enemy Aliens Act. Okay. So here we come to the last news, last headline for the day, that is South Korea has narrated its stress that the very fresh North Korean ballistic ship could be of Russian technology. Okay, so what is the whole news? First of all, okay, there is another term in news, okay, that is Troyer or Koi Haiden. Okay, what is the name? Koi Haiden. So guys, please mark the name. Okay, the name is Koi, Choi, Hyon. Okay, so we can write it here. Koi, Hyon. Koi Haiden. What is this? It is the destroyer class ship or the destroyer class vessel of North Korea. And what South Korea has stated, okay, that this Koi Haiden could be, okay, they do not have any concrete evidence to prove their stance, okay, but what they have stated, that could be chances that these Koihayan vessel ship, okay, that this Koihayan vessel ship, okay, that is of destroyer class, could be, okay, of Russian technology, that is North Korea could have procured it from Russia. And we know it very well, South Korea is an ally to whom? To America. And any North Korean ally or the Russian presence near the borders of South Korea disturbs the South Korea as well as the state of America as well, right? So what they have stated, the Skoy Hayon could be of the Russian class, or the Russian tech could be involved in it, right? So we don't know how much correct or how much valid or how much logical this accusation of South Korea is against the North Korean Koihayan, but let's see. The time will only tell us. But as of now, please, guys, note it. What is Koihayan? It is the destroyer, okay, destroyer class marine marine craft, that is basically the vessel. Okay, everyone. So that's it for today's analysis. Thank you so much for watching. And yes, before going, please do not forget to subscribe to the StudyIQ ICE English channel. And in case you need to connect with me, so we have got two platforms, Instagram and Telegram. Okay, so on Instagram, you can search me with username Praveen Mishra _2107, and on Telegram, you can search me with study _with _Praveen. Okay, so thank you so much, guys, for watching. And if you have any confusion, okay, you can let me know into the comment section as well. And whatever your doubts are, I shall take into the consideration, okay, at the earliest possible time. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for watching. See you soon. Bye bye. Good day. Take care. Jai Hind.